Welcome to part two. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. We're just waiting for Terry to click on. Women loving men want to be him. Hopefully we'll be getting Kent on this week. I hope he's all right. Hope you're well, Kent. Terry, right. Sandy Ryan against Terry Harper. A lot of people have got Sandy Ryan the favourite. Have you?
Not necessarily. No. I think Harper would have beaten McCaskill.
I do as well.
Yeah. I I think, like, if you really look at Terry Harper, it was just Baumgartner switching her lights off. That's like the only black mark on her career. I'm not necessarily the biggest Harper fan, but that's the only black mark on her career, was just getting that right hand. It just
You'd have to say there's an asterisk next to that win, wouldn't you? With doping and that afterwards.
uh no, because then she went up in weight and that was never explained. So swings and roundabouts, mate. I think they were swimming in the same pool.
Yeah.
Just turns out one can swim better than the other. Yeah.
How long do you think Terry Harper can go on? Because some of these women are fighting till the 44, 45, and she's only like mid-20s, isn't she? You think she could go on another 10 years easily?
Well, how much can you put your body through, man, before you start? Because I think people forget this. Weight governed sports are terrible for women because it means you got to essentially shift body fat, right? And it's that body fat that helps you generate your hormones like estrogen, FSH, LH, all that sort of stuff, the stuff that makes you a woman essentially. And if you're burning all of that off, how healthy are you really? Emotionally, how many times do you want to go to that place? I don't know. I don't know how long Harper wants to fight for. And then you got to look at it and go, how many fights are there realistically for her? Right? Okay, you fight Sandy Ryan. What's left really? Lauren Price, maybe. Ashley Jonas, if she decides to do it, maybe. There's a Cameron fight. There's a Taylor fight. There's a McCaskill rematch. Oh, no McCaskill rematch. McCaskill fight. She's about 6 or 7 fights left of any note before. Well, that's it. That's your lot. Russ, look at Clarissa Shields. Who can she fight now?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
she's essentially completed boxing.
yeah, it's a bit similar to that with Savannah, isn't it, really? If she don't fight Clarissa, she ain't really got a dance partner, has she?
No, just there is. It's very hard to find athletic, tough women that size. Yeah, it's just tough, and they're boxing at super mid. So even like light heavy, then that's when they start to get either super tall or super fat. So it's tough. But I think women's boxing is in this really weird state of we've kind of done everything with it, and we're not seeing the new blood come through like we thought we would.
I don't really get this Lauren Price thing. She's a bit wooden, isn't she? Do you think her personality might have to come out a bit more, Terry?
Mate, her story is insane though. Like, I like her because she's just a real grafter. She's one of life's real grafters. Russ, you got to remember, she won an Olympic gold medal at 75 kilos, right?
75 keys, that what she was weighing in, and that's more than me.
Nope, she wasn't weighing in at that. I think she was coming in about 69, 70. She was giving away weight to everyone at the Olympics. And she won that gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of respect that goes towards Lauren Price. Now, remember, she's a gold medalist for this country, so we have to salute that for a start. But it's very hard for her because she's in a relationship with another boxer. How much do you want to play on that publicly? I don't know if you do, especially if you're a very private person. So I don't know. Man, I don't know what the right answer is for her, but I do know that she can fight. And I think because I thought her and Karis Artin were going to do the Olympics this year, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do the Olympics. I'm like, well, if they're going to do the Olympics, start pushing them forward quicker. What's going on here?
Yeah. Bombay Dave and Ebony have split up. What happened to her being the Muhammad Ali of female boxing?
Who's she training with now?
I don't know. Some yank, I think.
Right. So let's look at it. Ebony Bridges comes over to the UK, right? Does the whole page 3 thing to, she knew what she was doing. She drew in the right sort of people, the ones we used to call cornflake crunchers. She drew in the right sort of
Drew in
people.
all the pervs, didn't she? All the peeping toms.
Yeah, all the Normans, the Derricks, all that sort of stuff. She drew them in. And then everyone saw that there was potentially money here, right? Mark Tibbs jumped in. Yeah, come over here, babe. I'll show you how to box. Do you know what I mean? He did his thing, and then Ebony Bridge was like, this is cool, but maybe not. Went up north, but maybe she liked it up north a bit more. And she ends up with that Dave. Dave, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Like, I'm
Bombay
just trying to
Dave, he's
train.
always there or thereabouts, isn't he?
Um, yeah, come over, Ebony, come over. You can train with Ope. You can train with Ope. Yeah. Yeah, so there's all that stuff. But then she's probably got to a point and gone, this ain't it either. Because she's not really getting, she's not getting the rub, is she? She's not getting
Well,
that
she's
kind of
also
main
rubbed
event push.
everybody up the wrong way, which she's worked with. I mean, everybody.
Who she work with?
She's worked with Mark Tibbs. She's worked with Eddie Hills,
Yeah.
Colwell. She just rubs everybody up the wrong way. She's a little diva,
Yeah.
man.
No, but she's allowed to be. You know why she's allowed to be, Russ? She brings eyes. When Ebony Bridges weighs in, she brings eyes. And let's be honest, she can fight. You may not think she's talented, you may not think she's skilled, but she can fight. Do you know what I mean?
She tried to box
She's
in that last fight, though, didn't she?
this is what happens when you train with the wrong people. Go back to what I said before about Buddy McGirt. You can't parachute people in. They have to know who you are. Ebony Bridges is a dog. I'm like, let a dog be a dog, man. Put her in that ring and let her just scrap. That's what she needs to do. Just scrap. Because that's what she does well. Why change that?
Yeah.
But I kind of like her. I like her because she wasn't afraid to take women's boxing in a certain direction that she believed in.
Yeah.
Whereas other people wanted to do what she did, just didn't have it in them to do it. She went, nah, Stroth, mate, do it all, mate, do it all.
What do you think to this man of the moment stuff from Mr. Bone Density himself, Samuel Jones, this week? He's been trending every day, hasn't he, for 8 days?
Well, what's he been saying?
Well, just about anything to hype the fight up that he made. He got everybody extra money.
Listen, in technical, these guys order takers. That guy's just an order taker. Do you know what I mean? The order comes down. This fight needs to happen now. Make it happen, and he does it. He goes, yeah, okay. He said so. Fair enough. I'll do it. So
Well,
I
he's
just
having his moment in the sun, Terry.
He's what?
He's having his moment in the sun, good old Samuel.
Hey, it's too much.
Well, he'll be
It's
all
too
over the
much.
place if it doesn't happen. He'll be sweating every night, I reckon, till they fight you.
Yeah, there'll be. It's one of those that feels like there'll be a hand injury or back injury somewhere.
Will he have a meltdown if Taylor pulls out?
Probably.
Will it be any worse than my meltdown when Dennis pulled my Frankie Gavin IBO World Title fight? Hey,
No one melts down like Porky Rasta.
no one melts down like me, do they, Big Ron? Hey.
Nah, but he did the right thing binning that. He knew. Yeah,
Well, what
he
about the
saved it
79
for himself.
people? What about the 79 people that would have been there?
Well, they all bought tickets. Oof, wow.
A bit more than that, but there weren't enough sold. Who's the best trainer at the moment in the country? I asked Andy last night, so I'm going to ask you the same question. And I'm going to ask Richard and the rest of the chaps when they come on.
The best trainer in the country right now. But how are we measuring this, though, Russ?
Well, this is what I said to Andy.
Are we measuring it on who's creating the best boxers or who's got the most successful boxers?
Well, if you want to go on trophies one, and belts one, you'd say Joe G and accomplishments. If you want to go on somebody that's made somebody more or less perfect, like Kell Brook, a lot of people say he does everything perfect, don't they? That they have to give
Yeah.
Dominic credit for that, wouldn't you? But there must be trainers out there that are not like your McCrackens that have had like world championship medal amateurs and Olympic medalists. There's trainers out there that don't get the rub of the green that are probably just as good. You know what I mean? But they're not out there putting themselves out there. They're like the certain trainers.
I'd say Joe. And I'd say at that top table is Joe. I'd put Don Charles there. Like he's resurrected Dubois. But we need to see how sustained that is. So I'd put him there as well. Gallagher, Don Charles is there. Who else would you put in there, though, Russ?
Well,
Shane. I want to put Shane in there. I think for me, those three have done it in multiple cycles.
what about them trainers that don't get the opportunities to work with the top lads?
Who are we talking about there?
Well, I'm talking of trainers across the board. I'm not going to name them, but there must be There's loads of trainers out there that are very competent and train good amateur kids and don't get to train professionals or don't train pros, or them who do train pros train the low level ones. There is good trainers out there. It's just that I think a lot of them don't get opportunities because they're not social media friendly.
No, I don't think it's that. Like I look at Charlie Rumble Senior as a good example. Produces schoolboy champ after schoolboy champ after schoolboy champ. Like every year, there's a medal, right? But he doesn't want to get involved in the pros unless he's helping his son Billy out. Like those two there, I think that's a really, really good coaching and training team. If they were in London, you'd have IFL, Boxing Social banging their door down. Because they're in deepest, darkest Kent, they don't get the same profile. But they're a good training unit over there that I've seen, and I can base it on results. The lads at Pinewood Star, do you know what I mean? Like champion after champion after champion, credit where credit's due. Mate, whatever Michael Jennings is doing at that gym, like out of nowhere, Michael Jennings is the guy that seems to be producing guys that can do some damage.
Yeah, he's not trainer at the moment, but he doesn't shout his mouth off, does he, Michael Jennings? Does he?
No, and it's also like he's doing a lot more on the amateur side as well, so it doesn't really get seen. But Jennings Gym right now, making hay, mate. They're almost like the new version of Berkeley Boxing Club. So they're doing all right. I still say you got to give Grant Smith some credit. Um, not just for what he's got now, but like Grant's been doing it in Sheffield for a little while now. So I'm gonna mention him. Uh, who else is kicking out like proper champions? The guys at Legions up in York, they seem to be doing all right too. So I want to shout them out. Is
Yeah,
anyone in London really pushing forward? No, not at the moment. But I think they're probably the hotbeds at the moment in terms of like where the amateur kids are coming out of. So you got to give those guys credit as well. I think it's harder being an amateur trainer than it is being a pro trainer because I got 30 kids in a room, Russ. And I've got to work out very quickly of those 30 kids, which three are gonna be the ones that anchor the club and drive the standards, but not ignore the other 27 and make sure they also learn how to box in a way that's right for them. So you don't get the same depth you do in the pro game, but you need that real breadth of understanding different styles and different tactics and combinations So it's the perfect foundation for learning how to be a pro trainer.
Yeah. Which other trainers do you rate?
Great. Chantal Reed's dad at Derby for sure. Clifton Mitchell, One Nation for sure. Look at what he's done with Harry Scarf and Sandy Ryan. Like we don't talk about that enough. The
Clifton
guys that
gone under the radar, hasn't he? Because he's got that security business, but he's becoming an emerging trainer. But we don't hear anybody coming out saying, "Here he is, emerging trainer, Clifton
yeah,
Mitchell, rough, tough,
and
rugged."
I love Clifton for this reason, right? Like when you talk boxing with Clifton, he gets it. Like he has that. How do you describe it?
Well, he's been there, hasn't he? He used to be an Iceman when he fought, mate. I used to follow him.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when they used to get Rude Hullet to do the punditry for the Euros and stuff in the World Cup? And you'd hear Rude Hullet talk about football, and you're like, oh, he's seeing a completely different pitch to me. Do you see what I mean? And Clifton's like that when you talk boxing, where he just sees it differently. You're like, oh, so you always learn when you spend time talking to Clifton. But I like him because he's very old school in how he trains as well. Like he believes in that real hard graft. So no, I've got a lot of time for him. The boys out of Earl Shilton, they're producing really good boxers. There were so many people you meet on the circuit, Russ, and just in life. There are good, smart trainers who don't want to be trainers of world champions. They love their gym. They love being in their community. They love helping young men and women fulfill their potential. That's all they want. Win a few tournaments, a few championships, and they're happy.
Well, he's done well with Sandy Ryan anyway, because she got shafted, didn't she?
Yeah, but she's left him now.
Yeah, no, but he did well with her. She did get shafted though, didn't she?
Which fight? McCaskill.
A couple of fights back, wasn't it? It was a right bad decision.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, the McCaskill draw. Yeah, and it seems to have affected her. But now she's in America. Don't know what she's doing over there. Mate, good luck to her.
Does she beat Terry Harper though? That remains to be seen, doesn't it?
I don't think she does. I
No.
don't think she does. No.
All right. Anthony Yard, Boatsi. Died down that chat, hasn't it?
I should have seen fight Callum Smith. If we're gonna get this 5 versus 5 from Matchroom, if that fight's not on the list, then it's not a serious list.
Yeah. What do you think to this Saudi belt they're talking about having? Do you think that'll get rid of all these commissions, Terry?
I think it's smart. I think if you box for a Saudi belt, if you box for a Riyadh season belt, you can build a self-contained ecosystem like the UFC did, and then you can monetize that, and you can eventually sell it. That's how you make your money back, I guess. But yeah, I think the era of these belts and world champions is a wrap because I mean, when you got 4, sometimes 5 world champions in the weight class, it makes a mockery of it, really. I wouldn't waste time chasing the belts anymore. I just don't think they are what they used to be.
No. Daniel Dubois. Is the jury still out? Because the Ergovic talk's gone quiet, hasn't it?
No, you know, if you're going to do a 5 versus 5, you'd want to see that on there as well, wouldn't you? But
I wanna.
they're going to, yeah, they're going to get their money out, Daniel. He's young, man. Like, well, why we send him to hell now? No. So let Daniel get a few fights. Let him mature at that kind of world level, because everyone else has had a chance to do it. Like you think about the guys that Daniel's fought at the stage in his life. The only other person who's done this is Hughie Fury. They're they're the only two where you like, they got put in tough when they were young. They're the two guys that I think of when I think, whew, let them have a year where they just fight guys. Like let Dubois fight some of these guys. Like even yeah, Joseph Parker after this. Why not? Let
You,
him fight those sorts of.
yeah, yeah. I know. I was about to say Yui's Parker loss on, but on, 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 on,
Well, let's see what Zhang does. If Zhang knocks him from pillar to post, then we're right back to where we started.
Well, it remains to be seen, isn't it? That's how it can turn. Crawford, Terry, what next for Crawford? Because he's
Whatever he wants. Like he doesn't look undisputed in two weight classes. I don't want to see him fight anyone. I just want to see him make money. So let him fight Charlo. Let him fight whoever. He can just do what he wants now.
yeah. Tyson with media, right? For years he's told us he's a goat and blah blah blah, and they've manipulated media. We know, don't we, left, right, and centre. Do you agree with what Jordan said? Whereas if anybody challenges it, they just ban them and that. Do you think that Tyson's right to do that? If anybody
Yep,
asks a
yep,
constructive question, you agree,
yep,
yeah?
yep. I don't like Simon Jordan. I think he's been bad for boxing. I think he's he's positioned himself as his voice of the fans, which he isn't. He's never had to earn it. He's never had to put himself on the line. Do you know what I mean? Like he just goes on a platform that's already built. He didn't build the platform. The platform was already built, and he went on there because he needed the ego boost. So as far as I'm concerned, mate, I don't care about Simon Jordan. Ban him from boxing, please. That's my view right now. Ban him from boxing. Doesn't ask hard questions. Doesn't seem to prepare well for anything. Just speaks with emotion. Disrespects people like Chris Eubanks Senior. All that stuff. Come on, man. The guy's an idiot. The sooner we get him out of the sport, the better for me. I'm just not a fan of it. Now, should you be allowed to ban media in general? Yeah, of course. Just in the same way, Russ, when people write comments on your videos that you don't like, you should be able to block them.
Mm.
Like people need to understand, like, no one exists to take their bullshit. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear there, but no one exists to swallow their BS. I don't have to listen. I don't have to listen to anyone. So if you're not engaging in a way that I'm comfortable with, I'll get rid of you. That doesn't mean that I don't want hard questions, but you ain't gonna come here and do a hatchet job on me while I'm making a living. Like you're just not gonna do that.
Mm. Uh, Lawrence Okoli, where's he gonna go now? What's he doing?
Heavyweight, bridgerweight. But I mean, fatherhood at the moment is his focus, I guess.
Old Lawrence, bless him. He's had some stick, hasn't he, Lawrence, hasn't he, on social media over the years.
Which I've never understood because most of the fights he's in ended in knockouts. I'm like, but that's what you guys wanted.
People never
Like,
really bought into Lawrence, did they? And nickname didn't help him, did it? The Sauce. I mean, what is all that about?
hey, he was saucy.
The Sauce. I mean,
um,
oh my! Only thing worse than that is the Sorcerer.
no, Russ. But let's be honest. You knew with Okoli, yeah, you were going to get out early. It may take him 6 rounds, 7. Yeah, this ain't going 12. Like we ain't gonna be messing around here for 12 rounds. Bam, let's go. I don't know what happened to him though. I don't know what happened where he lost that desire. Do you know? It comes back to what I say all the time, Russ. You can overcoach people, and once you overcoach people, they just end up doing stuff that they can't do instinctively. So I always say 80% of being a good trainer is understanding what the guy does instinctively and building something around that. So if Lawrence's thing is booming the right hand down the middle, you build everything around that. How do I get Lawrence in position to A, not get hit, but B, land that right hand regularly? That's what a good trainer does, as opposed to I want him to fight this way because this is how I've taught everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you got in Taylor Cattrall.
I'll always back Taylor. Like I said, I think Jack Cattrall has quite possibly that what he does is anti-boxing. It's just so negative and it's unpleasant to watch. It's messy. It's gnarly, but it's what he does naturally, right? So you just end up going, well, I don't think he's going to change that. Whereas,
Eddie,
like
also gone.
I was gonna say, was Josh Taylor at his best was just mean and nasty. I don't know where that's gone. Like I don't know how you get that back, but he was just mean. He was nasty. I mean, and he imposed himself in that ring, and I haven't seen that for a while.
Yeah. Eddie's saying the Taylor Castle sold out in an hour and all that's rubbish, in my opinion. It holds 11,000, that arena. Right, you've got 20 fighters on there. They'll probably have 3,000 between them. They'll put 7,000 or 6,000 to StubHub and they'll stick 1,000 through arena. So as soon as them thousands gone, there'll be people comped as well. They're sold out because they're on StubHub if you go look. So I've checked. So it's just bullshit, isn't it? There's not that many to sell, is there, to say the sell out? It's the
Yeah, so hard
aftermarket,
sell.
isn't it? Basically, the tickets are still for sale, but somebody else has got them all now. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
this,
Match should have made their money.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that they've done their business and now they're waiting for commissions off a StubHub. But my argument is this: all this, it's sold out. It's rubbish. It's absolute poppycock. It's just passing the tickets on. Somebody else has got them.
It's what happens when, but bands do this all the time, don't they? They go, oh, when are you going to do 3 shows in London? They sell out. Then they go, oh, yeah, they just announced an extra 3 shows in case you didn't get your tickets. And you're like, it's just cheap marketing, mate. Create the illusion of scarcity to drive up demand.
Yeah, and then them free shows don't happen because everybody's scarpers for other ones. They make you laugh, honestly. Absolute unbelievable. Eddie thinks we're stupid. Don't you, Eddie Hills? You're wrong. We'll finish off on Ricky Burns. He's still wanting to fight. Do you think you should hang him up?
How many fights that guy had? Like 50 or
About
60 odd
50
fights.
odd, 50 odd fights, hasn't he?
Why does he still want to fight? And like, who's training him?
I don't know. He's had 54 fights, and he's had a lot of
And
rounds.
yeah. Not just
422 rounds, Terry. 422 rounds he's had.
and Ricky Burns, man. Like, I mean, the broken jaws in there. There's some real hidings in there. There's some real damage in those rounds.
Yeah, he's been in with everybody though, hasn't he?
Crawford, yeah, remember Ray Beltran? He's
Willie
been in there.
Lemon, Selby, Cardle, Crawler, Indongo,
Mitchell, remember he fought Mitchell?
Rocco, yeah, Kevin Mitchell, Crawford, Beltran, Gonzalez, Moses, Paulus, Michael Katsidis, Nicky Cook. Remember that one that cost Bricktop his Sky deal, the Nicky Cook one?
Yeah.
Where they dug Nicky Cook up, didn't they, after 18 months on a beach? Andreas Evanson, Roman Martinez. He's been in with him all, hasn't he? Michael Gomez. He's been in with them all. Carl Johansson beat him up. Carl Johansson's got a win over him. Alex Arthur. He's fought them all. Graham Earl.
He straddles the generations. He would be one of those guys, right? If you wanted to do a podcast with a boxer, Ricky Burns would have the best stories for me because he's been in with everybody.
He's even been in with Ernie Smith. Kell Brook fought on his debut on a Dennis show. Ernie Smith, 13 wins, 142 losses, 5 draws. Good old Ernie Smith, alias Gypsy Boy. Yeah, that's him. Good fighter.
Yeah, I
Durable.
don't want to see. Yeah, don't let these old guys fight anymore, man. Like, it's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it at all. I'll let you get off because I know you've got a meeting. So,
No, mate. No, thanks for your time.
No problem. Have a great Monday, Terry.
Yeah, and everyone just keep supporting boxing.
Cheers, pal.
All right, take care. Bye.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Booyaka.